Envelopes with white powder sent to the riding offices of 4 cabinet ministers from Quebec turned out to be harmless. All the offices were evacuated, though, and several people sent to hospital just as a precaution. Reports say the envelopes contain an intimidating message that threatened the Conservative. Security expert Derek Humble joins us this morning for more on the story. Thank you for coming in. I mean, they say, there was nothing to worry about, but it was very worrying for all of those receiving it at the time. Tell me about the protocol, because this has happened before.
Absolutely. It happens quite often. I mean, we had an advertising company many years ago that sent out envelopes with seeds in them. So people got these things, it shook, they opened them up, and people were panic-stricken, particularly if pregnant women, for example, if they see something like that, the dust falls out. So, I mean, the message is, these things rarely happen in isolation. You've got some sort of threat precursor to it. If you're in an industry or a business or a government minister who is in the front line and then something like that shows up, it won't be a total surprise opposed to somebody who lives in the suburbs or arrives at your house. So are you at risk? That's the big question you have to ask yourself.
So how did you, I mean, they get so much mail. How do you determine, that piece of mail is suspicious or that package is? How do you know?
Well, there's certain precursors. Like, for example, one of the things we recommend is people look at an envelope and say, am I expecting this? Or a package. People talk about a suspect package. Well, it's very generic to say that, but there are characteristics. For example, is it generically addressed? Is it handwritten to the owner of, or something like that? Do you expect it? That's the biggest thing, because most people, when they open their mailbox, be it at home or at office, say, okay, regular mail, regular things. All of a sudden, something sticks out. If it sticks out, then you need to be a little bit more cautious. If you open something and there is some powder or the like in there, you just leave it where it is, get everybody in the workspace to leave, and bring the security or the police involved. If there's some sort of dust, some sort of noxious substance there, it can, in some circuits, get sucked up into these very powerful HVAC systems that we have in Canada. So you've got to stay away from the thing. In some examples, in some high-risk mailrooms, you look at abortion clinics, things like that, where people are very annoyed with them, then we recommend you have like a cooler, a picnic cooler, so people can quickly put it in there and seal it. Leave the area, call the hazmat people in, and they'll deal with it.
When we talk about the procedures at that point, we're getting, or in this case, the government offices are getting mail from a number of different sources.
That's right.
It could be courier.
It could be courier. Couriers come down and are very, very aggressive in terms of how they deliver their packages. I actually talked to a very senior assistant to a cabinet minister yesterday. How do you get your mail at the constituency office? I go to the mailbox, pick it up. Nobody's given me any special instructions.
There it is.
So they're exposed.
So maybe the powder here was not anything to worry about, but there's still a note that said something to the effect of annihilate Conservatives.
That's right, and that's what's scary when you put the two things together. Often these dust or these substances end in the envelope because people don't want to write things, because that's evidence, that's a way of tracking them. I mean, we had a thing years ago in Montreal where somebody opened an envelope, it was a pregnant lady, opened the envelope, all this dust fell out on the desk. We got involved. The police actually threw most of it away, which is a little bit annoying. So what we did is we examined it. It was actually mothballs crushed up. And it was from an agitated Habs fan who said they should be mothballed, this team, and sent it to the TV affiliate. Really interesting.
I can imagine that they get a lot of, pretty crazy mail anyway, but this was concerning. Derek, thank you for coming in to discuss it.